So now it's the morning of the second day of the third attempt to get out of San Blas. You can see our wiggly woggly line there going along, and then the storm came, blew us, and we had to sail with the as best I could. Then things calmed down, and then we drifted. Then I managed to get some wind again, and we took off in this direction, bang on. And then last night it altered, and we sort of shot up here. And now, since I don't know how long, we've been drifting back to here, which is a point not far off. Well, you can see we did 14 miles yesterday. All the work I did yesterday for 14 miles. Anyway, so today, instead of arriving this evening, we won't. We have to spend another night out because we've got 40 miles to do. I'm waiting. Been waiting a while now. You see these videos where these guys fish off their boats. They always got lines hanging off the back, and they get them and they gut them and all that kind of stuff, and self-sufficiency at sea, and eat them. Well, I think they got it slightly wrong. I'm trying to sort of refine the whole thing a bit. That's why I'm waiting. I reckon if I wait long enough, the fish should just sort of jump out of the sea and into my pan. Well, I reckon it'll be clean by now, so I better pull it in. Yeah, best dishwasher in the world to see. Becalmed. This has got to be one of the most frustrating pieces of water I have ever sailed in, or as the case is, not sailed in. In a sea of nothingness, no sound, no wind, no waves, no rain, just hot sun and the clacking of the rigging. According to the chart plotter, after taking in account of getting back the miles I lost last night, I've only done 2.5 miles today, and 14 miles total yesterday. This is just unbelievable. My destination, Port Linton, is somewhere down there, about 27 miles away. I realised I was never going to make it today anyway, not during daylight hours, so I've not been in any big rush to get there, to be honest with you, but I hope to be a few more miles on than I am now. Yeah, so I might start the engine in a minute. Yet another morning on a windless sea, boat's rolling like a pig.
You can see the moon going past my mast. Give you an idea how much this boat is rolling about this morning.
All the sails are down. It got to a point last night where it was just so noisy with them up, and I was hoping against nothing for any wind, so down they came and to bed I went. What's another wasted day? What can I say? That's pretty much the same piece of land I've been waking up to every morning. Last night's jumble of gear on the deck here. Yeah, there was a slight panic. We inadvertently ran into a ship, well, straight into a shipping lane, and two ships came round the corner of the headland that was down the way, and they were quite close. Yeah, it was a bit confusing at first. I couldn't tell which way one of these guys was going, because I was doing as I'm rolling now, so the AIS was confused as to which direction the ship was coming from, because the mast is rolling and so is the sensor. So there was a little bit, like I started the engine and I went as quickly as I could in the opposite direction. But that was all sorted, no worries. basically a quickie. We got the sandblast down here. You've seen all the stuff that I've been doing in the days. Ended up down here last night, escaping the contact with the ships that was up here. They were coming around from the headland, which is further down here. And I managed to drift down here. Took the sails down, and even though they weren't appear to do anything, they were stopping me drifting. And then I shot over five nautical miles back to this position, which is, we've been here several times before already. Those that know me will know that I don't like using my engine too much, as it's an old engine. I'm going to have to today to do something. There's supposed to be some wind if that ever turns up, but so far all the forecasts have been completely inaccurate, so I don't know. And I'm now 4 days down the line, so I don't know what's accurate and what's not. And also motoring, the problem is I'm single-handed. It puts an entire different angle on the whole thing. Everybody else is motoring it, but they've got crew. They can motor through the night, they can keep going. I don't have electronic steering on this boat. So when I want to sleep or rest, I have to turn the engine off. Like last night, I rested for 5 hours. She drifted. She more than that, actually, a bit more than that. But she's drifting. I now know there's a current here, and that current is 1.5 knots. So as soon as you stop the boat, she starts drifting back 1.5 knots, and there's nothing I can do about it. The sea around me is absolutely still. You look at the sea and it's not moving. That's because the whole of the sea, everything is moving. The boat on the piece of sea is actually moving at 1.5 knots east, and I should be going west. So every time I stop, I drift, and there's nothing I can do about it. I need wind. I ate some refried beans last night. That's given me quite a bit of wind actually, but it's the wrong kind of wind. I need a sense of humour. I need to sing a song or something. I'm not feeling at all happy at the moment. I think all my friends are further down the line. They'll all be, by the time I get to where I'm going, they'll have gone. Oh well. I'll have a cup of coffee, see how I feel. Have a wash. I'm all sticky as sweat because it's all hot as well. But I'm not feeling too good at the moment.
I'm down below, and as you can hear, the engine's on. We're here. I was going to stop down here. We finally got out of the sandblast area, which is way down there. The marina is around the point here. The weather's on coming down here, and the weather's on these bays, so I'm attempting to go round and find somewhere to anchor around there for the night. Unlike earlier, the weather's come up now, but the wind is straight on our nose. Behind us is kind of closing in. There's the end of the peninsula up there and the headland, and I was going to anchor down here for the night. The sun's in my face. If I zoom in quickly, it's looking a little bit naughty over there. You can see some of the mist from the spray hitting the beach down there. What we call a little bit naughty. Yeah, not going in there. So changed my mind. So instead of that, I'm fighting to get up here. My friends on Ran, I think, are still here. I picked up their tracker signal just now. But I got to get up and around that point before it gets dark. I'm running out of time. I'm also running out of fuel. Because Shaddy was rolling a lot in the heavy swell, I couldn't get an accurate reading of just how much fuel I had left. But I knew it was getting quite low. I decided to play it safe, and I needed to recharge the main fuel tanks from the jerry cans I had on deck. This meant opening up the fuel and exposing everything to some of the spray that was coming on board. I took a bit of a chance. I didn't want any seawater going down into the main fuel tanks, but I had no choice. Banging into a bit of swell, so I just had to put a bit more throttle on just to keep me above 3 knots. It's nothing much more than a bit of swell, but I'm banging into it and the wind's coming up. And as I say, it's a race against time with the clock. Where I'm going is behind an island, or behind a couple of islands. Of course, I've never been here before, so I need to get in while it's daylight, and you can see up there I got to round that. Yeah, it's been a long day. It's getting on for 3 now, and the engine's been running since 9 this morning, and so have I. It was hot as hell earlier on. The deck down here in the cockpit was too hot to walk on. At first I thought it's because the engine's been running all day. I got the cooler fans on in the engine room, but so I got some water, seawater, threw it on the deck there. And then I had to walk around the front of the boat to do something. I realized it was hot up there. It was basically the sun just beating down. There was no wind. I've had my silly hat on all day. I could take that off soon. I hope it's beginning to cool down there. But I've still got a lot of work to do before I get in. I'm beginning to feel a bit tired. I hope there's no messing about. I'm not gonna go in the marina, because if they want to start booking into the country and doing paperwork and things, this time I'm just gonna fall asleep in a chair, you know. So I'm gonna anchor outside. I think there's room to anchor outside this marina. It's a brand new marina, so it's not even on the chart. I've got a GPS, a lat long position for it, and I put that on the chart. And on the chart I have, it's just like a mud bank, you know. It's behind an island. So I'm hoping I can anchor somewhere around there, and it'll be behind all this swell as well. Didn't really expect this gnarly weather. The wind in my face, it slowed me right down, and the boat's bouncing, and the swell, it's probably about 4 meters, something like that. We're just riding up and over them, but it's slowing the boat right down. Picked up a little bit now, but yeah, coming near Linton Bay Marina. It's a brand new marina, not even on the chart, so the approaches to it are a bit iffy, and they're around some islands. They're ship killer islands. There's a couple back there, and there's another one up here I'm going to pass in a minute. One of the ropes is in the way there, but basically there's the marina is somewhere up there, but that way through up there is not marked well on the chart, and there's some big bits of white water there, so I've got to go up through there past this other ship killer island. I'm trying to hold the camera as steady as I can, go around him and then back down behind these boys here. Because none of this is charted properly, I've got to be so careful, and getting quite tired now. The poor old engine's been running 9 hours. I've just refueled her while on the go because I was running out of fuel, and I don't want to run out here. Yeah, this is a bit naughty, this place. I'll feel safer when we're back there. That'll be out of the weather, but we got at least another hour before that happens.
Gap.
Where does the reef start? Where does it finish? Holy crap. Woo-hoo! I came in through that. And I was glad to get out of that weather. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to all my patrons for their amazing support. And if you'd like to help,
please check out my Patreon page. For real-time updates and to find out what I'm doing in real time and what I'm actually up to right now, I'm on Facebook, Adventures of an Old Seadog. All links are below. Please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you again. Take care. Love you long time.
In a sea of nothingness. No. Oh shit! I nearly fallen over the side.